Now, I am an avid reader and have been since a young age. And over the past couple of years, I've ramped up this habit of reading, specifically non-fiction books. In addition to reading, I also love working on my personal development, as I feel there's always room for improvement and growth in our lives. Now, while this list will be in no particular order, I definitely want to point out that each and every one of these books has impacted me immensely, and there are multiple lessons that I now apply to my life that I have learned from these books. Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list because there are so many amazing books that I have read over the past couple of years that it's quite impossible to narrow it down to just 5 books. But these are just some of the ones that I have enjoyed in the last few years. So at number 1, we have the 4-Hour Workweek. Now, I have discussed this book a lot on this channel, and so you guys know that I love this book. Now, I read this book back in 2013 and it completely changed my perspective on life, retirement, work, and productivity. Now, the 4-Hour Workweek book by Tim Ferriss is all about working smarter, not harder. Now, there are so many productivity principles introduced in the book, including Pareto's 80-20 principle, which I talked about in one of my previous videos. Now, you can apply these to your busy life to start working smarter so that you can spend the rest of your time doing the things you enjoy. This book also introduced me to the idea of micro-entrepreneurship or side hustles, a term coined by Tim Ferriss that refers to people who are running their own businesses that are not dependent on physical location, but on using the internet as their medium of choice. Another thing the book introduced me to was the concept of mini retirements. Now, most people believe in the deferred life plan, which is the idea that we work hard for 40, 50 years to save up enough money so that we can finally quit working for the next 10 to 20 years and then do whatever we want and enjoy our life at that point. Granted, we even reach that stage. Now, the 4-Hour Workweek is based on the idea that you can actually enjoy retirement much sooner at a much younger age when you actually have the energy to enjoy it by taking mini retirements throughout your life. The whole premise is that starting a side hustle that is location independent can allow you to travel and enjoy mini retirements, all the while making an income online. Tim also outlines how you can use automation, geo-arbitrage, and outsourcing to reduce the time it takes to run those side hustles and yet still make plenty of money to fund your travel and mini retirements. Now, overall, this book is a must-read and it's definitely one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. Okay, so at number 2, we have Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, I love this book so much that I actually made a whole video on it, which you can check out in the card above here. But the reason why I love this book so much is that it hones in on the most important and fundamental thing that makes up who we are: our habits. So if we want to change, improve, or grow in any way, we must learn how to change our habits, because in life we don't get what we want, we get our habits. We must learn how to create good habits that will eventually become part of who we are and the way we live our lives on a daily basis. Now, this book is packed with so much knowledge and it would be impossible to cover everything here, but one of the most important lessons that I learned from the book is James's 4 laws of behavior change. Now, this framework simplifies the process of creating good habits and breaking bad ones. I would highly recommend this book to anyone who wants to develop better habits in their life, whether it be for health, for wealth, or even relationships. Okay, so next we have Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Now, once you get past the gimmicky title, you will find an abundance of wisdom in this particular book. The book highlights the power of our subconscious mind, or our mindset, which has a massive impact on everything that we do in our lives. Now, most people go around with their subconscious programmed to be broke and poor and repeat the cycle again and again throughout their whole lives. They walk around being the victim without ever taking any initiative to improve or grow or, become a better version of themselves. But when we take the time to work on our mindset, we can make sure it is empowering us to achieve our goals and dreams rather than sabotaging our success. Another important lesson that I learned from this book was T. Harv Eker's JARS money management system, which I've used for the past 4 years to automate my finances. I recently shared how I use this money management system in relation to my own finances in a video I did earlier, which you can check out in the card above again. I think it's really important that we learn how to manage our finances well, and this book actually gives you a framework that you can use, so definitely check it out and don't worry about the scammy title. It has a lot of wisdom in it. Okay, so next we have Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. Now, Better Than Before is a compilation of multiple different strategies you can experiment with to build better habits in your life. Now, what I love about this book is that unlike most other personal development books, Gretchen actually gives you multiple strategies to experiment with to change your habits, rather than just giving you one strategy and saying, here you go, you can go try this now, see if it works. If it doesn't, then don't come back to me. She understands that we are all different and learn and grow in different ways, and because one size does not fit all, the only way we can succeed at changing our habits and behaviors is by knowing what works for us on a very personal level. Now, my biggest takeaway from this book is Gretchen's 4 tendencies framework, which I used to analyze myself to see which category I fell into. Turns out I'm an obliger, which is one of the largest categories that you can have. Once I knew my tendency, I could then use the strategies relevant to me from the book and disregard the ones that didn't really help me to build better habits. Now, this book is a great companion book to Atomic Habits, which I mentioned before, because they both help you to create better habits in your life. So the next book we have is The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Again, this book may sound gimmicky from the title, and it may even put you off from reading it. I know I was when I was first recommended it by one of my mentors, but I'm so happy that I beat the bullet and gave it a read, because it's a brilliant book and I would highly recommend it to you guys to give it a read if you haven't already done so. Now, the book's main premise is the 3 roadmaps that most of us follow when it comes to our finances, our education, and time itself. These are the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. Now, the people on the sidewalk roadmap are all about living for today. Now, they may not necessarily be poor, but they are one disaster or one emergency away from financial difficulty. They most likely live paycheck to paycheck because they spend every penny that comes in on gadgets, fashion, new toys, entertainment, and having a good time today. They love spending money and may even have outstanding debts. Now, the people on the slow lane roadmap are the total opposite. They are all about sacrificing today for tomorrow. They skip the lattes, they cut out the coupons, they penny pinch and scrimp and save to make sure that they have a decent tomorrow or a decent retirement. But as a result, they actually end up sacrificing the best years of their life for an uncertain future where someday they will finally loosen up and enjoy themselves at the end. Now, even if they do reach that stage to enjoy the fruits of their labor, they'll probably be bald, in a wheelchair, and completely old. They'll probably lack energy to do the things that they thought they might be able to do when they retire. Now, the fast lane roadmap is all about owning your own business or side hustles so that you can dictate how much you earn so that you can retire early. And that means early enough to actually enjoy it too, rather than working all your life for the promise of a good couple of years at the end. Now, the fast lane is all about switching from being a consumer to becoming a creator, creating value for people in the form of products and services that they would gladly exchange money for, and then being able to use those financial resources to travel and enjoy doing things that you want to at an age that you can actually enjoy them too. Right, guys, those are 5 of my favorite books. If you want 5 books that will help you create good habits, then check out this video here. That's all. Take care. Bye-bye.